Hello, this is Mr. Painter with another fabulous Quizzette tutorial. Today we're working on Quizzette 842, Exponents and Scientific Notation. All right, our first step before getting started on our Quizzette is to make sure your name is on your paper. Our first step is to go ahead and put your name and not my name. My name is Mr. Painter. I will be your host today in this fabulous tutorial. And today's date is going to be the date that you see written on the board. And your team and class color will go in the last line there. I'll give you about another 8 seconds. All right, here we go. Monday, number 1. Find the missing value to make this equation true. Whenever you're multiplying exponents with the same base, and by the way, the base is in this case, the 4s, you're going to actually add the exponents. So what this looks like is something like this. You have 4 to the 4th, which is that 4, that k plus k equals the last part of 9. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do reverse operations and solve the exponents only to figure out what k is. Now, if you take a look at the exponents, notice that we have a positive here. So if we subtract 4 from both sides of the exponents, that will give us k is equal to 9 minus 4 is 5. So there you go. K equals 5. All right, that wasn't too bad, was it? It was pretty nice. All right, here we go. Number 2. MathPainter.com receives 3 to the 10 to the 4 power hit on the website per year. The Fortnite website receives 2 times 10 to the 3rd power hits per year. Your goal is to determine how many more hits per year the MathPainter website gets. All right, let's start with the first website. Let's start with mathpainter.com, and that's going to be 3 times 10 to the 4th power. So here we go. 3 times 10 to the 4th power equals 3 decimal 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. So it looks like mathpainter.com gets 30,000 hits, and I'm going to put a comma representing 30,000. All right. Now, the other website, which is the Fortnite website, receives 2 times 10 to the 3rd power. So let's write that one out. So we got 2 times 10 to the 3rd power equals. So we got 2, and then we go 1, 2, and 3 times. And it looks like Fortnite got 2,000 hits compared to 30,000 hits. Now, because we're looking for the term how many more, what we're going to do is we're going to use subtraction to figure out the difference. So here we go. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 here is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And it looks like we have 30 minus 2,000, or 30 minus 2, which will take us to 28. So the difference is 28,000. And if you want to be fancy, you can write it in scientific notation, or you can do 2.8 times 10. And because the decimal would be right there, it'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4 times to write that back in scientific notation. Pretty nifty. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, give you a little bit longer to write that down. Note the colors. That way you find out where everything comes from. Hopefully that's going to be helpful in this tutorial. All right. Number 3. In life, you must know that the number of gallons a car uses and the miles it goes is proportional. Which equation below could make this true? All right. Let's take a look. Let's say gallons here is represented by G. So gallons there, gallons there, gallons there, and gallons there. Next up, we have miles represented by M. So we got miles, 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 miles. So miles seems to be pretty reliable. And last but not least, looks like we have some extra number. We got 30.7, 21, 17.9, and 23.8. Now, nowhere in the problem do I see those numbers. So what I need to do is take a look at the problem one more time and really understand what they are asking. So one more time. In life, you must know that the number of gallons in a car uses and the miles it goes is proportional. Okay, miles per gallon and the miles that it goes is proportional. So what that means is that they're the same. So which equation can make this true? So the way it would work is, let's go through each of these. Let's say a car gets 30.7 miles per gallon. Now, unfortunately, you don't divide when it comes to figuring out miles per gallon. So, like again, because miles is M equals 30.7 divide the number of gallons. So what that says is the more gallons you put in your car, the actually less miles you would get. So A is out because that doesn't make sense. So one more time, dividing 30.7, dividing gallons doesn't make sense because, again, the more gallons that your car has, according to that equation, the less further you go. So that would be a bad thing. All right, B. We got miles times gallon is equal 21. So again, let's say you got 21 miles, but according to this, miles and gallons, no matter whatever happens to the miles or gallons, you're only going to go 21. And that also does not make sense. So we need to go further than 21 miles on a tank of gas. All right, so let's take a look at C. We have C equals M equals 17.9 plus gallons. All right, so this one's looking a little bit better. So let's say, for an example, we go 17.9 for our distance and plus the gallons. Well, literally, if we add a gallon, we'd go 18.9. If we add another gallon, it'd go 19.9, which doesn't really make sense. So that's not proportional because that's only adding 1 mile per gallon. So most cars, I would say all cars, go further than 1 mile per gallon. All right, so D has to be our right answer. Let's understand why. So D equals M equals 23.8 times gallons. Okay, that makes sense. So let's say, for an example, you go 23.8 miles per gallon and you add 2 gallons. Well, 23.8 times 2 would double the distance. So D is the correct answer for that reason. So we want D. We want to multiply the miles times the gallon to give us miles. That's beautiful. That works out nice. All right. Number 4. How many times greater is 4 times 10 to the 7 than 4 times 10 to the third? All right, we've done this problem before, but let's try looking at it in a different way. All right, what I want you to notice that our base is the same, so it's just a matter of dealing with times 10 to the 7th compared to times 10 to the third. So what we can do is we can do this. We can bring our 4 down times, we can bring our 10 down times 10. Then to easily figure out the last part, let's go ahead and bring down our 7. And the rule here is because how many times greater? we want to subtract. So we're going to use subtract. And what's left? Yeah, that's right, the 3. So subtract 3. So then we have 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. So we're looking for an exponent of 4. So what we have here is 4 times 10 to the 4th power. Pretty nifty. All right. So what we're going to do is, because it's multiple choice, we want to see which one it matches. Because again, the key rule here is subtract the exponent. Let's see. We got 1 times 10 to the 4th. B, 1 times 10 to the 5th. So what it happens here is it looks like we got something called a typo. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead but wait a minute. Am I doing something wrong here? Possibly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write these out. So let's say, for an example, I have, let's use purple. I love purple. We got 4 times 10 to the 7th. So 4 and 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. We got that. And let's get our other one and compare. So we got 4 to the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I did make a mistake. Watch what happens. 4s cancel out. Zeros cancel out. Zeros cancel out. And those zeros cancel out because we have 4 zeros left and we need a placeholder. We have 1 and 4 zeros. So we do have 1 times 10. Again, how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one does make this one incorrect. And it was going to be A without the modification. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just change that back to a 1. So let's change that back to a 1. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh my God. Just beautiful. Now, something about math, it's okay to make mistakes. Now, whenever you're working something out and something doesn't make sense, try to go back to what you do know, because in this case, here's a mistake that's demonstrated in front of all of you that we made it work out. All right. Last one. Number 5, we're going to solve. So what do we do? Let's start with 2. We got 2 and 2. When it comes to division is subtract exponents. So we got a 2 to the 7, subtract the 4. Wow, that one turned out real nice. So we got 2, 7 subtract 4 is equal to 3. And because it says solve, we need to keep going. So what we have is 2 times 2 times 2, because that 3 is a 3-way split. So then we got 2 times 2 is equal to 4 times 2. Oh my God, beautiful 4. Just love my 4. All right. It's beautiful. All right. And 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So the final answer here is 8. All said and done. All right. Hopefully you find that super helpful. Feel free to pause the video or back it up on any spot you need more time on. And have a fabulous week. Thank you.